Inhale. Exhale. Here to go in and punches, it's open, I can grab and then do other techniques. So in February of 2017, I was involved in an accident where I slipped and I fell on the back of my head. So I was actually ice fishing with some friends and just slipped on the ice, and it was just a fluke thing. I did not do any of my awesome break falls. There was no way to do a break fall. My feet went way up in the air and my head hit the back of the ice, and oh my gosh, it was really bad, you guys. And I suffered a concussion, I suffered a traumatic brain injury, and the recovery time has taken a really long time. I'm actually still in the recovery process. My martial arts school is going great. We still have over 100 students training here locally, and I do have affiliates all over the world right now training with me through our distance learning program. So we're doing just fine. But right when I hit my head, I was really messed up, and I was stuck in bed and kind of like really immobile for about 6 months or so. And I kind of thought, I wonder, what can I do with the martial arts to try to help my body heal? And immediately I thought about breathing techniques. And so I've learned breathing techniques in Kung Fu forms for many years. I've also studied some of the Wim Hof breathing techniques, which I would definitely recommend if you're interested in that. And so I was familiar with it, but now laying in bed and not being able to really move and not being able to do too many physical things, I really relied on these breathing techniques a lot. Also, after I hit my head, I suffered a lot of anxiety, like panic attack issues. I even suffered what I think is like PTSD, where I kept imagining myself like falling back and hitting my head. And so these breathing techniques really helped me to relax, helped me to sleep at night, and then later helped to increase energy in my life so that I was able to start doing some physical things again. And so let's start with some very basics. Okay, so if you've never done any breathing techniques before, ever in your life, let's just start with the very basic, is that generally, if I tell people to breathe in really deep and take a deep breath, you could put your hand on their chest, or they could put their hand on their chest, and you would see their chest rise up. So normally people are drawing very shallow breaths into their chest here. So normally if I say breathe in deep, it looks like this. Like that. You can maybe you can see my chest rise up a little bit, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to draw our breath as deep down as we can, okay? And so we're trying to really draw that breath in. And one thing that we can do is we can take our fingers and put them just maybe a couple fingers below our belly button. And when we breathe in, I can feel the breath moving deeper. And instead of my chest expanding, I feel kind of my stomach expanding a little bit. Speaking of my stomach expanding, I'm working on losing weight right now, but it's been tough not being able to do anything real physical for the last couple of years, and I'm just now starting to be able to do physical things. That's for another video. But anyways, here we go. So you may want to take some deep breaths this way. Now, this is not going to be a video like a follow along breathing video. It's just to show you some basic techniques. So that is something that you can practice on your own for a few minutes a day. I would practice it at night while I was laying down. I still practice it almost every night while I'm laying down. So that's the first step. Another thing we can do is we can practice that same breathing technique where we're drawing our breath as far down as we can. We're inhaling. It's hard for me to talk through this because I'm holding my breath. So I'm inhale for about 4 seconds. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Hold my breath. 4 seconds. Exhale. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. And hold the breath. Again, it's really hard for me to talk through holding the breath because I have to speak, so I can't hold my breath while I'm speaking. Those are some other really good strategies that you can try. Now, when we are combining Kung Fu techniques or any kind of martial art techniques, we have some little differences where we're working on energy and explosion of power at some times. And let's start real basic here with this form that we're gonna do, and we'll start working on some internal energy. This form is an ancient Chinese martial art form called Gunji Fukufu. It's seen in the Hung Gar Kung Fu system. It's a very popular form. And I'm just going to do the internal part of the form. So if I was starting here with my hands down and I'm pulling my shoulders back, I'm feeling as if I'm so tall right now. I'm going to say tall, but such good posture. I'm really pulling those shoulders back and creating such a straight back and good posture. I almost feel like I'm falling forward a little bit. And from here, I'm going to inhale, and I'm going to coordinate that breath with my movement of my hands coming up. So that's my inhale. And then on exhale, I'm just going to bring my hands out this way. At the end of the exhalation, right when I have almost no breath left, I'm going to bring my hands out like this. If you're a Kung Fu practitioner, you may refer to this as Wu Sao and Tan Sao. I don't really know Chinese. I just know some Chinese martial art terms, which I think is the majority of us if we study Chinese martial arts. So I'm not going to use a lot of the Chinese names, but here we are. Inhale, exhale. Now as I exhale and I shoot the fingers out like this, my breath is held for a few seconds like I talked about at the beginning. And then when I inhale, I'm going to pull back. And again, I'm going to hold that breath. Then as I'm holding the breath, I'm going to bring my hands up behind me. Not too far, but just a little bit, kind of just past my ears. Now I'm going to open my hands, and I'm going to bring my index finger up like this. And with dynamic tension and an exhale, I'm going to exhale out. This is the point in the form where you're going to start to feel more of the energy into your hands. Does that sound really weird? It might sound really weird. I don't know. Like, I might get a lot of negative views on this video or comments because it seems weird and hokey Kung Fu, but it's helped me. And at a time in my life where I've been unable to lift weights anymore, I can't really kickbox anymore, it's really hard for me to wrestle. My weight restriction is about 5 pounds to where I really start to feel a lot of pressure in my head. These kind of movements have helped me maintain some better health and given me more energy. So whether you believe it or not, I believe it's real and I believe it's helped me. So here we go. Dynamic tension. What is dynamic tension? I think a way that I can explain dynamic tension is it's almost like with this particular movement, it's like I'm pushing, like there's something, an invisible force here, or there's a wall here, and I'm pushing that wall. And I'm tightening up my arm muscles and my pectoral muscles. Actually, because I haven't been able to work out in a really long time, I really feel this. Like I get a workout from this. I feel it right here, like how you would like doing a bench press. And I feel the energy moving to my hands, and when I'm done doing these breathing exercises, I feel very energized and very good. I've also noticed that doing these has made my punches a lot faster. That was probably a horrible demonstration. That probably didn't look fast, but it's helped me make my punches look faster and stronger. Let's do it again. So I breathe in, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, when I'm pushing this out here with dynamic tension, I'm trying to keep my head like not tense. I'm not trying to tense everything up. I'm only tensing up this a little bit here. I'm really not trying to tense it up. I'm really just like imagining the breath moving into my arm, to my hand, and out my index finger. That's what I'm imagining and developing that internal energy. Now I'm going to inhale, exhale. This last one, I think my hands went off camera. That last one where I shoot my fingers out, it's at the very end of the exhalation. So right when I have nothing left to breathe out, that's that point there. Then I'm going to inhale, and again, palm strike for the exhale. And that's as far as we're going to go with this one. Let's do this at kind of a walkthrough pace without me even really breathing correctly. It's just hands up. We do this guard hand to, I call it begging hand, fingers together, pull back, bring the hands back this way, and I'm going to exhale, energy hand. This is the one that I feel the most. Bring it back here, down, shoot the fingers out. In Kung Fu, they'll call it Busao or finger strike. Some people call it like snake strike. I'm going to show the applications of this in a minute. Inhale, and then palm strike. Okay, now let's practice this with the correct breathing. Okay, let's go again. Now, one thing that I want to just mention right away before I get too many negative comments is that there could be some inaccuracies in some of the breathing. So maybe I said, oh, inhale, exhale, end of the exhalation, and then you watch my video and you say, wait a second, his breathing wasn't exactly like he described it, okay? I feel that everything does not have to be 100% perfect. If you feel good, and if it's helping you, the breathing techniques are helping you, great, And this is an actual old school traditional form. But does that mean that we have to do the form like this? No. I mean, I don't know how long ago this was created, but Gunji Fukufu, it's thousands of years? Comment below if you know when this form was created. I could Google it probably, but it's a really old form. But does that mean you can't modify it? I practice this form through the healing process of my head injury like this. You can see I'm doing repetition in the movements. And I modified all those movements and would practice this for like a half an hour. And this was my workout. This was because I couldn't go and lift weights. I couldn't go and do yoga. I couldn't do kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. I couldn't have any impact. So being able to do these things and modify some of the movements like that really, really helped me heal. And I'm still healing right now. But despite the negative comments I might get, because maybe you think it's some weird hokey kung fu energy thing, I hope this helps somebody. Now, one thing that's not weird or hokey or some just crazy energy thing is the applications to this form. So everything you do in martial arts, if you're learning some kind of form, you should understand what the movements are and what the meaning is behind them. And so what I want to do right now is I'm going to work with one of my students, Becca, and she's going to be showing up here any minute for some private kung fu stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the applications of this form, of at least this internal form, because I think that's important too. If you just did some of the internal work with Gunji Fukufu, now I'm going to show some applications. So first application I'm going to show is when I start the form and my hands come out here, the guard hand or the wusao. So if Becca is here, let's see if we're in the frame. We are. Becca throws a punch at me. Boom, there we are. The guard hand, that's it. So amazing, right? Throw the other hand. Super easy, right? So that's my guard hand. You might think that that's easy, but I've seen a lot of fights where people are like, yo, what's up, blah, 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 and their hands are down like this, and then someone cracks them with a punch. So the guard hand is actually really important to have up the whole time. And also, I don't only like it just because my hands are up, but because my hands are open, it allows two things. First thing, because my hand's open, it allows me to say, yo, hey, what's up, Becca? Like, I don't want to fight or whatever. But then if she does throw a punch, then I'm here to go in and do what I need to do, right? Now, if my fists were closed and I was like, yo, what's up? I don't want to fight. It kind of looks like we're already fighting. So that's one thing about the guard hand I like, because your hand is open. Another thing, because your hand is open, you can grab easier. So when she punches, it's open, I can grab and then do other techniques. Also, because my hand is open and relaxed, being relaxed will help you move faster so you can react better to the techniques. All right, there we go. Okay, another application. Let's see, what other one are we going to do? This one, Tan Sao. I call it the begging hand. You have your fingers together, Your hands come out. In this form, teaching the breath work and then the release with the breath and the proper release of power will help you develop power in these techniques as well. So here we go, a punch comes at me. So here we go, that's a tansao that we did. Now look, from here could be a finger strike. Okay, be very careful with that. But also it creates a good block. Now she threw a straight punch, so I blocked there. If she threw a wild punch here, like a hook or something like that, it's here. Okay, the other hand comes. You see some of my other videos, we do a lot of drills like that. So there's tansao. You know, maybe we'll do one more. Let's see, how about, oh, busao, the finger strike. So this is a good one. You see this in that form, and some of the other internal forms that I do, you also see this move. The finger strike, a punch comes, and I'm here like this. I create a block with my forearm, and then the fingers shoot through, and I would strike towards the eyes, or I could strike towards the throat. So we're here like that. Okay, and then this creates the block, and then I shoot right through. Other side, other hand. There we go. So there's that technique. So as you're learning any kind of traditional martial art form, I think it's really important that you understand the fighting or self-defense applications as well. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and you can also check out our complete learning course at teamthirdheaven.com. So if you want to watch a lot more videos, you can check them out at teamthirdheaven.com. All right, thanks, guys.